Welcome, Johnnies, and happy Valentine's Day to all of you hopeful romantics. We are happy to jumpstart your hearts with using romance here on this episode of Eye of the Storm. I'm Leah Chester.
And I'm Dave Beha. Hey, how you doing?
We have the top stories from St. John's and beyond, and we are sending the love to you. This is Eye of the Storm.
Commencing in the past fall semester, St. John's has implemented a hiring pause that is in effect for full-time administrators and staff of the university. According to University President Conrado Gempesoa, this is the result of receiving a lower than expected net tuition revenue. Merit scholarships and financial aid increased by $9 million from the previous academic year due to heightened competition for students. The university is now implementing budget givebacks in order to make up for the lost revenue. University spokesman Brian Bone stated the primary goal of these givebacks is to generate budgetary savings while avoiding disruption of services to our students. On a brighter note, President Gempesoa has not increased tuition as a result of enrollment declines.
As winter begins to thaw, many people celebrated the snow season during the annual Snowflake Ball in DAC. Bringing you coverage of last week's event and how it went is Abby Molos.
Hi, I'm Abby Molos here with WRED-TV at UNICEF's Snowflake Ball in DAC 128, and let's see what's happening. So I'm here with Colleen, who is the Vice President of UNICEF here at SJU. How did you get involved with UNICEF on campus?
I think what draws me to it is mainly that it protects children above anything else, as those are really the most vulnerable populations in terms of crisis scenarios and dislocation.
Different colored skin and eyes and hair.
Hi, and I'm here with the President of UNICEF on St. John's campus.
I chose UNICEF because of UNICEF's dedication to protecting the welfare of children, not just in the United States, but all around the world. For me, that is really close to my heart, being someone that came from Gambia in another country, being part of an organization that advocates for, raises awareness for, and also raises funds for issues that are impacting children's lives everywhere. We have an Instagram page, UNICEF at SJU. We also have an email address, unicef@sju@gmail.com. Students can always email us to let us know that they're interested.
Here you have it. That was UNICEF's Snowflake Ball. I'm Abby Molos, here with WRED-TV. Now back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Abby. Some of us have to find someone to go with to the next snowball next year.
As winter sports wrap up and our spring seasons move closer into view, there remains a lot to cover regarding SJU athletics. To analyze deeper into Red Storm sports, let's pass the ball to Mark and Jay with SportsWire.
Thank you, David. I'm Mark Johnston.
And I'm Jay Hollahan.
And this is SportsWire, your home for all Red Storm sports.
Despite their 13 wins in the overall season, St. John's men basketball trails behind with a Big East record of 2 wins and 8 losses as of last week's game against Georgetown. After losing by a single point, the Red Storm seized some major takeaways from their clash against the Hoyas. Champagnet and Herone proved to be major assets on the starting lineups as they brought a burst of offensive energy at the start of both halves. Interestingly enough, Josh Roberts was prematurely taken out of the game, only seeing 11 minutes of playing time, despite his strong defense against the Hoyas star 7-point shooter Omar Yurtseven. Similar to their earlier losses against Seton Hall, the Red Storms fell victim to a strong press to which they handed over 12 turnovers in the second half, paired with a passive offense that, to Mike Anderson's duress, missed crucial layups. The team's insistency on milking the clock only led to more turnovers and points for their opponents. With only 10 practice days before their next game, can the Johnnies make the improvements necessary to have a viable Big East season?
Ed Blankmeyer, one of the most successful coaches in St. John's history, is resigning after spending 3 decades working for collegiate baseball. Blankmeyer has recently accepted an offer from the New York Mets organization as manager of the Brooklyn Cyclones and the club's extended spring training coordinator. In his 24 years spent with the Red Storm, he led the team to 23 winning seasons, along with 5 Big East tournament titles and 6 Big East regular season championships. Blankmeyer has led the team to 347 victories and has been named Big East Coach of the Year 8 times, a league record. He has made a huge impact on his team, helping 91 of his players secure spots on the major league organizations. Blankmeyer addressed a new change in his statement. For the past 25 years, it has been an honor and a privilege to call St. John's home. To leave my mark on a program built on the accomplishments of legends like Jack Kaiser and Joe Russo has been the proudest achievement of my career in baseball. While I've cherished my times at St. John's, I'm ready to enter this new and exciting stage of my professional career. We here at St. John's wish him nothing but the best as he begins this new chapter of his career.
After knocking off number 36 Flip Malbasic of number 25 Arizona in straight sets, junior Aditya Vashishta moved up 4 spots to number 40 in the first Division I Oracle men's single tennis rankings of the spring 2020 season. Vashishta, last week's Big East Tennis Athletic Player of the Week, had a phenomenal road trip over this past weekend as he finished with a perfect 2-0 singles record in the number 1 slot. Last Saturday, he secured his second singles win of the road trip in Arizona, bouncing Cal Poly's Antoine Noel in straight sets 6-2 and 6-3. Vashishta also finished 2-1 in doubles play with the defending Big East Men's Tennis Athlete of the Week, Udayan Bakar, as his partner. On Wednesday, the duo picked up St. John's third doubles triumph over Drexel's number 3 duo Gustav Wogan and Hugo Brungs. Vashishta and Bakar sealed a crucial doubles point with a 7-5 victory over Noel and Delisile of Cal Poly. Keep up to date with Vashishta and the Johnnies in their next away match against Boston University.
Halfway through the Big East Conference play, the St. John's women's basketball team is in a vastly better position than they were this time last year. The Johnnies' most recent game against Seton Hall University was tremendous from the beginning to end. The Red Storm were able to secure a win at Seton Hall with a final score of 82-66. The Red Storm found their always reliable junior Kadasha Hoppy at the forefront of the Red Storm attack with 20 points, 3 rebounds, and shooting 70% from the floor. Hoppy has been St. John's best player throughout this entire year by far. She is averaging 17.3 points per game while averaging 2.5 rebounds a game. Hoppy has 346 points on the season, with the next closest player from being freshman Leilani Correa, who has 245 points on the season. That 101-point difference is all you need to know about who is the most reliable scorer for the Red Storm this season. In 9 Big East Conference games, the Red Storm have a record of 6-3, which is good enough to be tied for second in the conference. Tied with Marquette University and Butler University, the Red Storm sit only behind conference leader DePaul. The Giants will look to continue their winning streak against Creighton Blue Jays tonight in Omaha. Be sure to tune in and support our incredible women.
That's this week's St. John's Sports Update. Back to you, David.
So, are you a camera?
Oh.
Why
No,
not?
I'm not a camera.
But I smile every time I see you. What are you doing after the shoot?
Going home.
We're live? Oh. Thanks for filling us in, Sports Wire.
Last week, St. John's University presented a more than appropriate seminar on the differences between sexuality and sexualization. To give us a more in-depth look at the event, we go back to reporter Abby Molos.
Hi, I'm Abby Molos here with WRED-TV outside of Sun Yat-sen Memorial Hall, about to go in and join in on the Sexuality versus Sexualization Common Ground Dialogue.
This was a program that students and colleagues, we want to be able to have conversations around difficult topics and subjects without being quieted or without constraints. And so one of the solutions to kind of addressing the students' desires was to have a dialogue program, and that was Common Ground.
I realized that it was such a great opportunity for me to not only step step out of my comfort zone and finally speak about things that aren't spoken about necessarily, but also break the stereotypes that need to be broken because society needs to develop a little more, and especially here at St. John's.
I find it really cool how you guys just let the group kind of take control of the conversation. So how do you guys come up with questions or come up with the ideas behind the dialogue?
It's kind of just stuff that we experience in our lives. So these kind of social issues, they really are present for me all the time. I'm just trying to also merge things that are happening in society with interesting topics that might grab students' attention, and we just talk about it. We just facilitate it. You know what I'm saying? The conversation is ultimately up to the participants. We just want to see where they are and meet them where they are.
How did you think the dialogue went today?
I thought today was incredible. I love the participation. I felt that everybody was comfortable in speaking and speaking their mind and felt supported.
I really loved it. I had a lot of fun. Everybody was really respectful, and we had some laughs, and I feel like we learned something, and that's ultimately the goal.
This is why I love this program, because it allows people to have a voice, and even if we have differentiating opinions, people feel comfortable enough to come and talk about it, and sometimes it's better to have different opinions but come together to a common understanding of it all.
And how can you find out about more of the dialogues? Where can you find information?
Definitely just take that little walk across DAC into the Sun Yat-sen building. It's very pretty.
We definitely do have more upcoming. Every single dialogue is different. We have different topics of current events that are occurring and must be talked about. You can find them on my SJU. We will be posting them on there.
I just finished the Sexuality versus Sexualization Common Ground Dialogue, which was amazing and super fun. I learned so much, and I want to thank them for having us. And now back to you guys in the studio.
There's nothing like consent to get you into the Valentine's Day spirit. Thanks, Abby.
Yes. In recent reviews, St. John's online graduate business and education programs have been ranked among the best 100 online programs for 2020. Congrats. U.S. News and World Report evaluated the academic quality of over 1,600 degree programs from more than 1,200 institutions. The graduate business program recently ranked number 19, a vast improvement from last year's position at number 45. The success can be attributed to the faculty, high-quality curriculum, and the focus on recruiting and retaining top students. The graduate education program also shot up to number 31 from number 61, which puts St. John's in the top 10% of online education master degree programs. When addressing in a press conference, Simon G. Mollaire, PhD, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, stated that at St. John's University, our committed faculty strive to meet students wherever they are found. Well said. SJU faculty and staff continue to climb up the ranks by providing an engaging, supportive, and convenient experience for its students. The Dean of the School of Education, David L. Bell, also added that with these values, the reach of the programs at the School of Education is limitless.
Within the joyful month of February, Alpha Psi Omega will present an Evening of One Act, an annual show hosted by APO as an opportunity to showcase a variety talent from our very own student body. It all starts with a few original short play submissions that are eventually turned into full stage productions. From there, writers are given the chance to direct their own shows and run auditions. Actors are then given their scripts, and rehearsals take place starting at the beginning of the spring semester, with some actors participating in multiple shows. Even more impressively, the entire show is student-run from beginning to end. Everything from writing, directing, acting, producing, and tech is done by students, making for a unique experience only found at St. John's. The show will take place on February 22nd at 7 p.m. in the Little Theater. Tickets are $3 for SJU students and $5 for non-SJU guests. So, if you're interested in the performing arts, want to support your fellow creators and performers, or just looking for something to do on a Saturday night, head on over to the Little Theater for the annual One Act.
With a new year comes new resolutions. And here to help you out are the many campus organizations here at St. John's, which you could find at the Activities Fair last Monday. Reporting on the occasion was our own Katelyn Prieto.
Hello everyone, I'm Katelyn Prieto reporting here with WRED-TV. Today we're here at Tefner Fieldhouse for the Spring 2020 Activities Fair. Let's go check it out. I'm here with
Ben Davis,
a member of Chapel Players. Now, can you tell us a little bit about your club, please?
Sure. So Chapel Players Theater Group is one of the oldest organizations on campus. Right now we're working on our two main stage play shows, Peter and the Starcatcher, and our children's show, Miss Nelson is Missing. It's a really fun experience and we're really happy to be working on it.
I'm here with
Tristan,
member of Lasso. Now, can you tell us a little bit about what your club does?
All right, so Lasso's been around for the 2000s, and we provide a home away from home for Latin American students, first generation students, for Latin American, where we learn about Latin culture, different Latin countries. The beauty about it is that we always push that we're Latin based and Latin exclusive, so that means you don't have to be Latin descent to join our club.
Here with
James Horn,
a member of
WSU Radio.
So tell us a little bit about your organization.
We do music, we do promotions, we do podcasts, interviews, so we do a little bit of everything, but WSU Radio is the voice of St. John's University, and we're trying to be the voice of New York City this semester as well.
I'm here with
Catherine Ross,
a member of
Gamma Iota Sigma.
Okay, now can you tell us a little bit about your organization?
Yes, so Gamma Iota Sigma is an international organization for students interested in the insurance or risk industry. So we hold professional events, social events, different networking skills, technical skills. So it's open to all majors, but we primarily track our actuarial science and risk and insurance majors.
Now, aside from the fairs, are there any other ways that your organization does outreach to other students?
So our biggest outreach is through the fairs, but we reach out to all the students in school risk management directly through our emails. But we're going to be trying to partner more with some of the other business orgs on campus to get our name out there some more.
People can get involved with Chapel Players. We have committees that people can join. You can also come to the shows. You can always be a part of them. We have auditions. We have tech opportunities for all our shows.
You can definitely follow us on Instagram. We're definitely active on Instagram. And feel free to follow us because we post a lot of events.
The best way to get involved with us is just to come up to the station on the 4th floor, Marillac, 424E, and just walk in and check us out.
All right, everyone. Well, that sums it up. We had a great time here at the Spring 2020 Activities Fair. We met a lot of great clubs and hope you got to learn a lot about them, too. I'm Katelyn Prieto reporting with WRED-TV. Back to you guys in the studio.
In case you missed the fair in Tafner, you can always come up to the 4th floor of Marillac and join the best org this school has to offer, WRED-TV.
As always, before wrapping up our show, we would like to end on a lighthearted note. Here to bring you the happier side of world news is John Jivalakis with Sunnyside Up.
Thanks, Leah. I'm John Jivalakis with Sunnyside Up, here to share some recent stories that are sure to put a smile on your face. You've heard of tongues frozen to poles, but what about tails frozen to snowy terrain? Well, that's just what one Canadian oil worker came across while conducting some routine oil well inspections one day. Kendall Dewish found 3 abandoned kittens off of a dead-end road near an oil well site. 2 of the kittens' tails had been frozen in the snow. Luckily, Kendall was quick to grab his cup of coffee, using it to melt the snow and free the kittens. After posting the video of the rescue online, Kendall was able to find a new home for the kittens in just over 24 hours. The adopting family was more than happy to open their home to the snowbound survivors after their own cat had gone missing only a few months prior. We all know the fluffy ears of man's best friend, but have you ever heard of a man befriending a penguin? If not, look to no other than 71-year-old part-time fisherman João Pereira de Souza. When strolling across the beach just near his home outside of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, de Souza found the Magellanic penguin covered in oil. De Souza immediately began to rush the penguin into his home, washing its drenched oil feathers and nourishing it back to good health by feeding it a proper diet of fish and other seafood. During this heroic moment, de Souza even gave the penguin a name, Dindin. After a week of recuperation, de Souza decided it was time to send Dindin back to his natural habitat. Nevertheless, Dindin felt differently towards de Souza. Since saving his feathered friend, de Souza spends time with Dindin, who swims over 5,000 miles off the coasts of Chile and Argentina just to see the old man. After an 8-month period, Dindin swims back to Rio Grande to breed. When asked about how he feels about Dindin, de Souza commented, "I love the penguin like it's my own child, and I believe he loves me. He lays on my lap, lets me give him showers, allows me to feed him sardines, and even pick him up." Last week, the world was brought to a halt when it announced that professional basketball player Kobe Bryant had passed away in an unexpected helicopter crash over California. However, the world didn't take long to initiate a call of action to commemorate the legend. Retired basketball player and former Laker teammate of Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, announced he will be donating all proceeds collected from his annual Super Bowl party between the Kobe and Vanessa Bryant Foundation and the families of the victims affected by the accident. Initially, Shaq considered to postpone his party after hearing of his close mate's death, mulling over what Kobe would have wanted. Shaq knew his best friend to be one to push forward and to continue celebrating life. In a recent statement, Shaq shared, "Together, we will celebrate all those who lost their lives in this Sunday tragedy. R.I.P. my brother, my friend, and my homie, the Black Mamba. Until we meet again." Kobe Bryant and those lost in the crash may be gone forever, but they will be remembered in memoriam forever. Rest peacefully, Kobe Bryant. I hope these stories provided some silver linings, gave you hope, and brightened your day. Back to you, Leah and David.
Thank you, John, for those heartwarming stories. That is all we have for this edition of Eye of the Storm. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notifications bell to stay up to date with all of WRED-TV's latest content and all of St. John's news.
Also, be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at WRED-TV. You can check out our website, WRED-TV.com, for more content and to find out how you can be a part of our production family. From all of us here, I'm David Beha.
And I'm Leah Chester. Whether you're spending it with a partner or a group of friends whom you love, happy Valentine's Day from everyone at WRED-TV's Eye of the Storm. So, dinner?
Really?
No.